Are we live? What's good, great people? I am Ezel Moon, and I have a special guest in the building today. Grammy-nominated singer of hits like Bed, oh man, Back of My Lag, and so many more. He has a new one out called Ride. I have Jay Holiday joining me this evening for a frank conversation. I want to give a big shout out to my sponsor, Red Crown. Join the Crown Club by going to crownclub.com, both of K's, and purchasing all your favorite articles of clothing from there because they have a lot of amazing designs. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be purchasing some amazing articles of clothing from there myself. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. What's going on, family? Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody for being here. If you have the time, go ahead and send us out to as many people as you would like to join as well. Oh my gosh. Y'all, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself is already in here today. What's going on?
What's up, bro?
Man, not much. How you, family?
I'm good, man. I ain't gonna lie. I had a long day.
Right.
I had to take my son to the doctor this morning to get his 1-year-old shots. And he been rowdy all day. So it was a long day. I've been a little thrown off all day, but I'm here.
Man.
But I'm here.
Look. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I have a 2-year-old, right?
Okay.
Yeah, man. So that first shot. So let me ask you a question. Did you ball your fist when he got the shot? And when he started crying, did he cry?
Nah, he did. Well, one, I had him. So to distract him, I called his mom on FaceTime.
Okay.
So I'm holding the phone in his face, like, "Hey, mommy, da 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 da." He got the first one. He was like, "Yeah." He took off.
Mm.
So then they tried going back to back. So now,
yeah,
you know what I mean. The second one didn't go so well.
Oh no!
And what's funny is this is the absolute first time that he's actually had a problem getting shots.
Really?
Yeah, I mean he's 1 in some months. You know, his birthday's in September. So I mean he's well over 1. Right. But this is the first time I'm talking about like 6 months. Like all the months, he was good. He get the shot, boom, took it like a champ. Didn't cry, nothing. Today was a whole different story, bro. And that's the first time he actually you know how they say when you give them shots. Right. They might catch a fever or or act weird or whatever. Like today was the first time he did that. So I've been dealing with that. I thought the interview was at 7, so I'm rushing.
Oh no!
And then I go back because sometimes it's such a routine. My manager was like, "Yo, post a picture, post a comment, da da da." Right. So I get on at 7. I'm like, "Yo, where he at?" I'm like, It's a 8.
Yeah.
So that's how my day went so far.
Oh man, I'm sorry that it was so rocky, but I'm thankful that your son got the shots though.
Hey, listen, you gotta understand. Sometimes the day go like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter if it's the kids. It could be your mom, your dad, your friend, your auntie, cousin, whatever. Sometimes I don't think people really understand what we deal with.
Right.
When we doing what we doing. Because this is what you do. You told people 8 o'clock, so you're going to be here at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
And if you're not here at 8 o'clock, then that messes up your brand. So now I have to be here at 8 o'clock. I ain't get a chance to get sexy or nothing. I'm just like, And then on top of that, throughout the day, I'm watching the impeachment trial. I'm on it all day long. So I had a long day.
Man.
But needless to say, thank you for having me on your platform, bro.
Man, it's an honor to have you. Like, let me tell you something, man. It's from my perspective, and I'm just be transparent. I'm really like I said, I'm honored that you're here, spending your time with me, and especially since I grew up, man. I listened to you while I was in my developmental years. I'm like, I'm actually talking to somebody who I was listening to in my headphones, while I was moving
I feel
around and
that.
doing what I do. You know, so for me personally, bro. The fact that you made this time, you know what I'm saying. The fact that this was even set up is it's a big deal for me. You know,
It's
and
not. It's not even about time. Let me tell you something else.
what's up?
So I've done. I can't even really count on both hands.
Mm-hmm.
I've done more than 10 interviews within the last couple months.
Yeah.
You know, leading up to the release of Ride and all of that.
Right.
This is literally my last interview until we decide to start it back up.
Oh, dang.
So I'm always trying to be on time, always.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying? I'm always trying to be on point. And I just appreciate you for, you know, rounding out this little promotion interview tour. I mean, this virtual tour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I appreciate you for allowing me to be a part of your platform. You're saying thank you to me, but at the end of the day, I don't know how long you've been doing what you've been doing, but you could have interviewed anybody else today.
Yeah.
But today, you're interviewing me. It's Black History Month.
Yes,
I wore this on purpose.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
All blacks. But you know, this is the Netherlands rugby team.
Right.
This is how much I've traveled. I bought this in the Netherlands at the airport on some. I have to take something back home with me to let people know that it's not just about the United States of America.
Of course.
There's indigenous people in Australia, Netherlands, all of that. So, man, shouts out Black History Month. Shouts out to you, King, for doing your thing. Because you're making Black history. It doesn't matter if this gets recorded in the books. But guess what? You're making your Black history, bro. This is going to be a part of your story. You understand what I'm saying? So I appreciate you for letting me be a part of your platform. Now, let's get into it. Let's go.
Yo, let's get it. Okay, man. So, you know, I want to start with the beginnings of you, right? I was doing my research and I was coming across some stories about you, right? And I found that you were 9 when, you know, your older cousins, you know, had you singing to girls that
you did your research. No, it wasn't even that was passing by on the street. This is girls in the neighborhood that they was trying to, you know what I'm saying, finesse. Yeah. We didn't know what finesse was back then, but they was trying to finesse them, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I think the song that they had me singing was Troop. I can't wait to get to school each day. I'm singing this at 9. At 9. Right. I'm about to say 9 o'clock. I was singing this at 9 for my cousin. I didn't know why. I'm like, yeah, I can sing. Yeah, I know the song. Yeah, I know the lyrics. And
did it work?
For them, I think it was like a 50-50 split. Right. You know what I mean? The main cousin that was asking me to do this, his name is Archie. We used to talk about him all the time. We used to call him Archie Bumpet, right? And and this is my cousin. I don't know if he's gonna see this interview or whatever, but
right.
Just so you know, it's a true story. He ain't really had no game back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It was him and his older brother Tony. You know what I'm saying? Tony was the rapper. He was I got my name, this and that, blah 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 blah. And Archie was just kind of like just cool. You know what I mean? But he was like, but I got my cousin though, because Tony lived in Chicago, so he wasn't around. This came about later. As far as Tony, you know, Tony gave me like my neighborhood nickname and all of that. But Archie was just like, nah, man, my little cousin, he's singing. He said, man, sing that joint. Now, mind you, my cousin's like 14, 15 at the time. He like, sing that joint. And I did it. I didn't know why. I just went in.
What was the nickname that you had?
Nate the Great. Yeah.
That was the whole so everybody in the neighborhood called you that.
It was more of a family thing. So what it was is so my government name is Nam, right? Nahum. I don't really like talking about my middle name. I have the middle name of my grandfather. I don't really like it, so you know I try not to really talk about it. But the letter is T. My last name is Grimes. The same grandfather changed the slave name from Grimes to Grymes. He had it legally changed. So it's funny that we're having this conversation during Black History
Month. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So he just was like, I don't. My cousin was just petty. He was like, I don't like your name. I think you flyer than that. In his mind, because he's already in the following the Rakims and the KRS ones. He's a rapper, so he's following the Rakims and the KRS ones. And this is before Biggie, Tupac, and all that. Like, this is when we kids. And he was just like, no, you're supposed to have a name. So he just started calling me Nate the Great. So for a long time, it was Nate. You know what I mean? Just Nate. But anybody else that called me Nate the Great was like, you know, family or NTG or whatever. You know what I mean? So I took it in stride. You know what I mean?
And you didn't want to consider that for your like, you know, for your stage name. You know, like, I mean, it sounds pretty. You got a great voice, brother. I mean, you know, hey.
Nah, you know what it was? It was always corny to me. I hated that name, but it was better than my government name. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, my dad died when I was 11. Yeah. And he named me. So it was kind of like I want to get away from that name anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people don't even realize when you're a kid, you make certain decisions and not even realize why you're making those decisions. So Nate the Great to me was dope. I was just like, I'll take that. Nate the Great. I like that. But, you know, I mean, I never really used it moving forward. It was more like a family nickname. But when I introduced myself in the hood, it was always Nate.
Yeah.
Call me Nate.
Yeah, I'm Nate. No,
yeah. You know what I mean?
Why do we have to do that, right? Like whenever we interact with other people, right? We have to make sure that we have this persona.
The cool thing.
Yeah, we have to have the cool, right? Like so that, you know, I guess like so they don't treat us as if, you know, we're lesser than. But why do you feel like that's a thing for our community especially?
Honestly, I just think that that's just what we've done as a culture and our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? I think it could have been for many different reasons.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until we saw Harriet, the movie, we didn't know that Harriet wasn't her name.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just she couldn't tell her real name.
Right.
Cause she's like what we say now is running from the police.
Right.
She couldn't use that. You know what I mean? So they made her something else. So I just feel like either it was a reason why we had to, or just neighborhood culture persona. You know what I mean? I just feel like that's just what it was. You know, like my bodyguard, his name is Slow. And if I tell you his real name on this live, I'm going to have to deal with that later. You could probably figure it out if you go through my story and do some Googles and stuff. But right. I'm not going to say it. Mm-hmm. I know him by the name that I know him by. And that's Slow. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. And I understand, he ain't slow at all.
Right. Can't be slow to be when you're a bodyguard.
He's slow, but he's fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know exactly why we did that. Mm-hmm. I feel like sometimes it's about persona. Yeah. I feel like sometimes it's just about being comfortable.
Right.
You know, sometimes this makes me more comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people always just like, what you want me to call you, man? Do I call you Jay? Do I call you Jay Holiday? Do I call you Holiday? I'm going to just call me Jay. That's it. Jay's not even my name, but guess what? That name sticks hard to me because the J stands for James, which was my uncle that passed away in 1991. So that's heartfelt to me. Just call me Jay. That's it. So why do we do nicknames and all that? I don't know. Nam Grimes wouldn't have been a dope artist name. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's messed up because anybody that's not black could have that same name and be like,
exactly.
That's the name. We have to make other personalities and personas to do what we do. And I still, that part, I don't understand. I don't understand that part.
You're right. I feel like it's like we want to separate ourselves from, you know, who we truly are and step into, you know, into this, into that persona, right? But the thing is, it could still be tied to who you are. You just feel more comfortable, right, with that. Like, kind of like what you were saying, like, you know, you feel more comfortable. It's a little bit more comforting to, you know, go on stage with that name. And sometimes, you know, it's to pay homage to somebody else. Like that Jay, that, you know, for your Uncle James, man, so rest in peace. You know, it's a real thing, man. That's a real thing.
No, it's real, and it's like people like and they really ask me like, where did Jay Holiday come from? And I really have an honest, real story behind it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But even coming up and following the groups and different things and solo artists, and it's like, if my name, and this ain't to take nothing away from Usher. I'm not trying to be funny. Usher's my guy.
Right.
I wouldn't have been comfortable using that as my stage name, but that's his real name. You understand what I'm saying? And
yeah, I get what you're saying.
He made it a brand.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's hard to do that.
Of course.
And he got to deal with the memes and all the jokes and whatever. I'm pretty sure he done heard them all. But
yeah.
I personally would have been like, nah, we can't use this one. So maybe I could have used my real name, but because of the culture, I didn't feel comfortable using it.
That's real. That's real. Man,
let's talk about being real.
No, I feel that. Let's talk about the culture, though, man. Like, you know, I want to get your mindset on what the current state of R&B is. You know what I'm saying? To me, you are a veteran in this, right? And a veteran still working, which is amazing, right? Because, you know, some of the best generals work just as hard as the soldiers, right? So,
for sure.
What is your mindset on what R&B is right now?
Yeah, I had to take the toothpick out my mouth because I want this to be clear.
Hold on.
I want this to be clear, and I don't want it to be like, oh, he mumbling and this and that.
Right.
I think what I know the state of R&B to be is dope because I'm an R&B advocate. I'm an R&B student. I'm an R&B professor. I'm like, I know what R&B is. So what's the state of R&B to me? We ain't never left. However, you have social media, you have labels not being as present in R&B and stuff like that. So the rest of the outside world, that this isn't your everyday. Every day I wake up, I think about R&B.
Of course.
So I know what's going on. Jasmine Sullivan just dropped an amazing album. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have to say no more names. Jasmine Sullivan just dropped an amazing album. Amazing vocalist. Dope. So what's the state of it? The state of it is disrespected. It's not gone. It's not dead. It's just disrespected. And that's just period, point blank. And that's just what it is. And R&B artists are lovers. So you're not going to get as much fight from us to prove ourselves. Because you know what we always say? Give me a mic. Put me on stage. That's how we feel as R&B artists. We don't feel like we got to prove anything on social media. We don't feel like we have to prove anything through our record sales. It just is what it is. Give me the mic. Anybody that's a naysayer, give them a mic and give me the mic. and let's see where R&B sits. That's like me saying I'm about to go battle rap Jay-Z. Man, I'm not taking that mic. I'm good. I'm chilling. And he might not even be on the battle rap. But guess what? I'm not even about to take that chance at all. Yeah. I'm not about to take that chance. For what? What does that do for my R&B? To prove a point. But what's my current thought process of R&B? It's here. Now, understand, for every movement, you have, I want to make sure I word this right. For every movement, you have some people that are not necessarily loved or accepted by what they're trying to represent. They just have a platform. And their platform is, I'm going to talk as loud as I can and as much as I can and make the rest of the world believe it because nobody else is saying anything. So when you say you're the king of R&B, I'm going to be the one artist, if don't nobody else say it, and I'm going to say, no, you're not. Give him the mic. Give me the mic. And let's figure it out. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Not me saying I'm better than him. That's not me saying I'm the king of R&B. That's just like me saying, let me just show y'all real quick. He's not the king of R&B. And that's just what it is. But people took it so far. Like, do you know what it means to be a king? Like, you could be, like, you're a king.
Right.
I'm a king. And this specific person is a king in life. As African-American men, we are all kings. But when you start saying, you start proclaiming deity type stuff,
yeah, I got you. Oh, it's spinning.
You there? My bad. I froze up for a second.
Yeah, we hear it. It was spinning for a little bit. You good?
Yeah, now I'm here. But no, like when you start claiming like deity type stuff, like you're a god. I grew up in a church, bro. I've only been taught about one God and one son. And it wasn't you, bro. You know what I mean? There's God and there's Jesus Christ. So if we want to take it that far. But when we get on like, I'm this. Okay. And it's fine to feel like that way about what you think that you do. But I just want people to be very clear and understanding of what it means to be able to even claim that. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
That's all.
That's real. That's real.
I die for R&B, bro. You know how people like, I die for this.
Yeah.
I die for R&B, bro. Real talk. Sure. That's how serious I take
it. I believe you because there was I was looking at some of the things that you were saying prior, and about how I didn't get into this for the money, right? Like you actually got you got into this because you love the art. I want to talk about that some. What is it that instilled that love of R&B into you? Like, what is the genesis of that? Where does it come from?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. You know what I mean? Like, I could tell you where I started. I could tell you what made me want to pursue it. I could sit there and tell you all of the stories about the upbringing. But when I say I die for this, it's different because this is my civil rights. People don't even understand. When it comes to urban music, rap, hip-hop, R&B, all of that, we're still fighting the civil rights war. We might not see it. We might not understand it. But that's what we're still doing. You know what I'm saying? So at one point, it was just a love. I love it. Oh, my God. It's fun to be on stage. And then you hit that wall. Bow. And it's just like, oh, it's not fun no more. Like, oh, people want to meme me. Oh, people want to hate. Oh, they want to do the one-hit wonder. And it's just like, I don't know how you're a one-hit wonder with at least 2 hits. I think they should start like a new thing that says like 2-hit wonder or something. But anyways, I mean, I don't know. I performed Bed and Suffocate on Jay Leno before he retired. But we're not even going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not even going to go there because there's these little young guys that's out here that ain't made Jimmy Fallon. They ain't done none of these shows. So just understand, when they say if you perform on the leading talk show, the late night talk, you doing something.
You are.
So I honestly don't know what keeps me pushing other than the fact of I have to make sure that people understand that R&B is this, and what they are saying is R&B is that. people always be like, well, how do we fix this? I just feel like I should go to the Supreme Court and just ask them if we could just outlaw auto-tune for music. Why not? Why not? I feel like it's becoming a detriment to my culture. So let's just go outlaw auto-tune. And that way we can see what it really is. Half of these rappers ain't gonna be out here because they're singing. So stop saying you're a rapper because you're singing. You're using notes. You're not da 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 da. You're like get out of here. You're singing. If you use notes, you're singing. I honestly want to take auto-tune to the Supreme Court. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like it's something that I can accomplish, and that's just what it is. But it's just like, do I go that deep into it, or do you just let people breathe? Because at the end of the day, there's money out here for everybody. I'm not a hater, but don't do what you do, and then say that I'm not allowed to have an opinion about it. It's just my opinion. I'm only one man. So if my opinion means that much to you, then maybe I'm more important than what you're trying to make me seem that I am.
That's real.
We're just having a frank conversation is all I'm saying.
Yeah, you keeping it frank. You keeping it frank, brother.
Hey, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
The person that I was raised by, my mother Frances. You know what the nickname to Frances is. I'm just saying. How deep do we really have to get with a conversation? And some people just be like, Jay's mad, and it's just like, no, I'm not. I'm fine. This is just my opinion. I'm allowed to say, you know what? I went to McDonald's, they fries is old. But because I'm not talking about fast food and I'm talking about some music that you like, I'm a hater. No. I just don't go to that fast food restaurant. That's what a lot of this music is. It's fast food. It's not soul food. It's you're going through the drive-through. So when you pull off from the drive-through and everything ain't in your bag that you asked for, that's what this music is. You realize once you pulled off from the drive-thru, oh, they tricked me. But see, if I say that, now I'm getting too deep. So
no, that ain't no. I clearly understood that because that's real. A lot of this music isn't. It doesn't feed the soul. It just is.
It's fast food.
Sounds good to your ears. It tastes good for a little bit, and then that's it. You know, you're moving on to the next thing. But it's music that, you know, like, and I pull back. I'm reaching backwards because, you know, like I said, I was doing some research. Music like Marvin Gaye, right? You know, from, you know, things that really echo inside of you, that, you know, that make you go back and continue to listen to them over and over and over again. It's that was really like the things that make soul ties, right? There's some music that can create soul ties. And it's some that's just, look, it's just there for when you're working out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just there for whenever you, like, you know, whenever you on the drive to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's some music that, you know, you can't wait to get home to listen to, because that's it, and that's the difference right there. You're not wrong. That was such an.
But this is the thing. This is the thing. I never want people to just say, I'm never going to be the artist that says this is what I'm saying, and this is word. This is law.
Right.
But this is how I feel. Some people got $75 in their pocket, right? They want to get some seafood. They know that the seafood, the crab leg dish is $26. At the average place, it's $26. If you go out and get crab legs and you buy this, it's $26. Then you got to get drinks. Right. Now, this is just you by yourself. Now, if you got a date, that's 26 times 2.
Exactly.
And it's a good meal, but guess what? The best meals are what you can make at home, what you learn how to do yourself. Whether it's cheap or whether it's expensive, it does not last. Period. You just like food for the soul. Food for the soul is something that you can take something home with you. You know what I mean? And that's it. And that's all I ever wanted to do. And I'm not saying I'm the greatest. I'm not saying that I'm the best. I have some very important mentors and people that I've looked up to and that have given me great advice. And they've gone through their thing in this whole system. You know what I mean? And that's why I talk to them. And for most people, they'll be like, oh, we see why he is where he is. Look at his mentors. So I'm not going to name them down because what I'm not going to do is throw them into this conversation. But what I will say is those people understand their self-worth. If you don't understand your self-worth, you're going to always feel worthless. Period. Doesn't matter what you accomplish.
That's a bar.
You're going to always feel worthless. If you don't understand your self-worth, you're going to always be looking for validation. You know what I mean? I don't think you did this interview to look for validation. I just felt like you wanted to have a frank conversation. And that's just what it is. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think it was just like, I got Jay Holiday on my... This conversation could have went left or right. You didn't know how this conversation was going to happen. But like, at the end of the day, people just got to calm down and stop screaming this Black Lives Matter. And you're not really about the black culture. Real talk. Real talk. That's all I want you to do. Stop screaming it when somebody died and scream it every day. It's February. Yeah. It's the only month we get. We only get 28 days. If I see another ass picture, I'm going to have a problem during this month. Mm-hmm. I don't care who you are, what page you, I don't care what you're selling. I don't want to see that. It's Black History Month. That's just what it is.
Man, you touched on something that I really I'm not gonna
I ain't mean to confuse you or nothing.
No, you got me. You got me on this. Now I'm thinking about it, like, because I've been having these talks about what Black history really means to people, and so I wanted to actually ask you what is Black history to you. You gave me a lot of knowledge at the beginning about how I'm creating my Black history, through what I'm doing. And I appreciate that because you really spoke life into me as you were saying it. But what is Black history to you?
I mean, I could take Black history and break it down so many different ways on how I receive it, how I digest it and everything. Like I just told you, my grandfather changed my official last name from Grimes, and I'm pretty sure you've seen football players and basketball players with the last name Grimes. Yeah. Grimes. My grandfather changed it from Grimes to Grymes. This is why my last name has a Y and not an I. Specifically because of the slave name. My mom is a Wellington. Wellington. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't get this light skin just without having any repercussions of the slave trade. If I hear one more person say, you would have been a house nigga. And guess what? I would have been the house one that was trying to figure out how to get y'all out the field. That's how deep I go with how I feel about my culture and my family and my ancestors. But because I was in the house, you automatically judged me. That's a problem for me. You know what I'm saying? Black history to me isn't the civil rights movement. I thank them for everything that they've done for us. That didn't stop me from getting attacked by my people and the white people in my time. I've been working in corporate America since I was 17 years old, before Jay Holiday.
Right.
You know what they always looked at me? How this young dude got this good job? Am I not supposed to have a good job? Do you know my credentials? Do you know my skill set? Do you know anything that I'm capable of doing? So it's like everywhere that I've been, Black history to me is just like I don't dwell on the civil rights movement because I feel like they've done a lot for us to have certain like rights and, you know, voting and being able to sit and eat with white people, and, you know, how it was the no colors and whites only and all that. I thank them for that.
Right.
But I also tell people all the time, I'm so happy I was born when I was born. Because if I was born back then, I probably would have never been able to make an imprint, and I probably would have got killed. Because mentally, I'm not made up like that.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? My company to this day, when I started it, if you got to pay Jay Holiday, you have to pay Young Malcolm Incorporated. And I'm not just talking about Young Malcolm down the block. I'm talking about Malcolm X. By any means necessary. Now, this is before I even delved into who he was and why he had this split with the Nation of Islam. All I cared was Malcolm X. Remember, my mom is a preacher. She was more Martin Luther King.
Of course.
My dad was a thug. He was more Malcolm X. So I'm more Malcolm X by any means necessary. What you talking about? So that's Black history to me. It's my family, my ancestors, what I was raised to believe and think. And they say a Black woman cannot raise a son. My mother did it. So that's a lie. We need to stop telling that lie to our kids. That's a lie. Yes. Do you need your father? Yes, of course. But let's just say if you have a bad father, then what? Does the conversation change? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
What if you just had a bad father? Does your conversation change? So just stop saying that Black women can't raise Black sons, because my mom did it. She did it the best way that she knew how. That's Black history to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got attacked for... My mom picked cotton. She stole pecans from the library tree outside. My mom could sit there and tell you the story. So Black history to me is just like, today is Black history. By tomorrow, this will be Black history. At least for you and me. You understand what I'm saying? You can't tell us what's Black history just because we're not out here walking down the road getting beat up by police. This is Black history for me too. And that's not to take away from any of our civil rights leaders. But Black history to me is standing your ground. You know what I'm saying? If you got to fight, fight. If you can talk and just have a conversation, then talk. It's not about violence. It's not about none of that. It's just about making your stamp on whatever it is that you're doing. Period. In a positive way. You know what I'm saying? You could be negative. Yeah. I don't condone none of the negative stuff, but even some of that is Black history. Unfortunately. Biggie dying, Black history. Tupac dying, Black history. Like, you gonna tell me that's not Black history? They talk about it all the time.
Yeah, it's true. This is true.
We're not saying what they did or what they, you know what I mean?
Man, you've touched on quite a bit and quite a lot of different facets of Black history. I want to turn to your history, your career, right, as an artist. And thank you for that, sincerely, by the way. Let's go into some of the positives. What has been your favorite part of your career?
All right. First of all, let me not check you, but I don't want what I just said and my whole rant that I went on to be taken as negative. That's the problem. Oh. And it has nothing to do with you, because I understand exactly what you're doing as your platform and everything. Nothing that I was saying just now I want to be taken as a negative. Oh, that's good. But if we're going to positively talk and moving forward, I mean, I could still go through the same stuff. I could still talk about the same dark, light, white stuff about my actual journey that I'm talking about, ancestry. Like, My problem was my mother taught me to always be a leader, not a follower, be the shepherd, not the sheep. The sheep. Like, know when to say no. I said no too many times. So you know what they did? This guy knows too much. Or he thinks he knows it all. And it's like, I'm not saying that I know it all. I love my career. And it's like people just try to down me so much. And I'm just like, what is it about your life that's wrong that you feel like you got to down me? You don't know what my goal level was. I've accomplished my goals already. Now I'm just here. I'm just here, bro. Like, you will never be able to say a word that's going to make me regret anything about my journey or my career. I love it. I just want to keep doing good music. And regardless of what you think about me when you see me, and whatever kind of negative things that you could think about, oh man, he on that light skin. I hate when I hear that. Get off that light skin. All right. So if I start acting dark skin on you, then you can be like, what's wrong with Jay? He sings. You know, they're going to still say the same thing. He sings. Right. Why is Jay acting like that? You don't know what I went through before I actually became Jay Holiday. You don't know how many cars I stole. You don't know how many pistols I carried. You don't know, you don't know none of that. Just because I sing now? Like, okay, that's fine. And that's not me condoning that. It's just like, man, survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest. And I love where I'm at now. I think mentally I'm in a better place. I went through my mode where I had my couple rants. I may not have articulated them the way I should have, but I said what I said and I meant what I meant. Yeah. And if you want to come back in and have a second conversation with me about it, and maybe question or delve into what I was actually talking about, then we can do that at any given time. But I'm happy about who I am. I'm trying to be a better father, a better man, a better advocate for my people. You know what I'm saying? And just realize, I've always been told, man, it's not what you say, Jay, it's just how you say it. And my response to that was always like, how you gonna tell me how to talk? But that was me not understanding. I didn't ask for the platform, but I landed on it. So once you land on a platform, you have to use it to the best of your abilities and not make it seem like you're trying to tear anybody down or be negative. And sometimes you can say something that can sound negative and it sounds angry, and that's what I did. Versus, you know what, let me sit back and try to figure out how to articulate this the way that people can understand where I'm coming from. So when you ask me about where I'm at now, I'm good, bro. I'm good. The music that's coming is dope. Go check out Ride. Time is coming. I got a couple movies, you know what I'm saying? I just got another movie offer. You know.
Hey, man, look, I want to say this. Like, the reason why I was asking like that is because I'm actually like excited about where it is that you're going, because I love the new single, bro. Like that's the reason why I asked. I wanted to also figure out, you know, what it has been like your favorite part of your career. So are you in your favorite part of your career right now? Like, is the moment that you're living in, like, yo, this is the part where like, yo, I'm chilling. I can focus on being a better dad, being a better man while, you know, putting out amazing music. Is this like your favorite part of your career?
You know what? I've never been asked that question, and I would definitely say yes. And the reason why I would say yes is because when you're signed to the label, you don't have a life. My oldest is about to be 16. Right. You know what I'm saying? She loves me. I love her. And she's about to be 16. Like, I'm like, hold on. When I started this and I moved her to Atlanta with her mom and my mom, she was 2, going on 3. And I'm like, where did the time go? You know, and when you're signed to a label, you don't really have a say so because the label pays for everything. What you mean he not gonna catch the flight? Now you have to risk being dropped from the label just by missing one flight.
Mm.
Now, as an independent artist, we book the flights. Same way we book this interview. That's how we doing stuff. So I would definitely say, not even this is the best part of my career. This is the best part of my life. I'll be 40 years old this year.
Blessings.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes my anger got me to the point of I ain't gonna make it to 35. I'm gonna either end up putting a pistol, hands, or something on somebody, just being frustrated with the industry. And it's just like I was raised better than that, so I had to calm down. I got kids. I gotta be a dad. I gotta be an example. You know what I mean? And it took me to actually really have to disappear for a second. There was a time when people thought I disappeared that I was just going through label stuff. And then there was a time where I was just like, I don't care. I'm disappearing. And that's just what it was, you know. So it came back to back. So it looked all the same. But there was one point that was just all label stuff. And then there was one point where I was just like, I just got out of this label situation. Now I just want to get my mind straight and kind of reset and decide what kind of artist I want to be, what kind of man I want to be. You know what I mean? It's not easy. I'm telling people all the time, you gotta have tough skin for this. You know what I mean? And you have to have a good team. You know, between my bodyguard, my manager, and my mom, those are three people that if I ever really show like an off, like they give me my off days where it's just like I don't know what's wrong with him. He'll be all right tomorrow. Right. But if I'm not all right tomorrow, then it's just kind of like, all right, listen, tighten up, blah, 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 whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? And I listen to them and I value their opinions. So I'll definitely say this is the best time of my life, not even of my career. You know what I mean? Like, this is the best time of my life.
Man, that's real. Hey, so I'm gonna do this shamelessly because I would love to the new album Time.
Mm-hmm.
Can I come to the listening party whenever you have it?
Yeah, where you located?
Man, so I actually live in Maryland now. So wherever it's at,
I mean, we in Atlanta, but I mean, and what's funny is, you know how people like, we gonna have this one and that one and this one. We probably gonna have one for the people that bear with us through this whole process. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, I honestly don't care about like listening party. What are you talking about? You might come to a listening party and not support the album. And you know how you do the big listening parties at the big club. Like, man, we're not doing none of that. Yeah. No. I need you to pay your Apple Music bill, pay your $9.99. Yeah. and go stream it and download it. Like, no. You're not about to come to the free listening party, but you're good. Like, you know, I don't always have positive interviews. Like, sometimes I have interviews where I'm just like, here go another one. Same questions. I've said this a million times, blah, 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 blah. But, like, when it comes to you, you know what I mean? Like, we good, bro. All you got to do, did you go through Darius?
I went through D. Jones.
Yeah, D. Jones Music? Yeah, that's my manager. So, yeah, as soon as we set it up, because it's going to be grown and sexy, we're not doing none of that goofball stuff, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know what I mean? It's going to be dope, you know what I mean? So, it's crazy. I don't know what just happened in the comments, but these are the type of things that I bring about. At some point, some hater comes into the comments and they just want to do whatever they want to do, not realizing that my people are here to always back me up. So it's just funny that with everything that's going on. Hold up. Giovanna was like, hold up. No, you went through me. She connected it. You got to start with her first. You have to start with her.
Connected me to Jones.
You got to start with her. She's like, hold up.
Don't you forget me. Giovanna, we going together. We gonna go.
But that's why I asked you and you said him. So all right. My bad, jovial publicist. Jesus Christ. She like, listen here, he gonna give me my credit. Now you know what? She's been down with the team for a minute. You know what I mean? Just between I've gone through people on my squad in my circle. And there's only 3 people that I can say right now that have been around me. I'm about to be 39. I mean, I'm about to be 40. I'm 39 now. They were around me when I was in my 20s. Only 3 people I can say right now that's a part of my team. That's Giovanna, that's Slow, and that's DeRice. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. You know what I mean?
A solid team, man, can get you so much further. So much further.
Hey, first of all, hold up. Let me say this to her. She ain't had to put the 17 G's on long. She like 8 long years. Like, am I that bad of a client? Jesus Christ. Jesus.
Oh my God.
I know I'm a handful, but man, all right.
Oh man. No, I'm
hold up. J Tech just came in here. That's been one of my go-to DJs, you know what I'm saying? He's moved around in a few different systems and the different lights. And he's always had my back. I'm not sure where he is now. You know, he was running radio stations and all kind of, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all check out J Tech. Shouts out J Tech.
Big shouts to J Tech, man. And once again, shout out to you for the time, sincerely, brother.
Gonna say that again? Shouts out to me for the what?
For the time.
I'm trying to say, man, shameless plug. I don't gotta say it. You know what I mean?
Hey, look, and I can't wait for it to drop because I will be purchasing the album through, you know, because that's how I operate. If I love the artist, if I've interviewed the artist, I'll go through and I purchase. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I am as a person, because
just make sure you pay your Apple bill. We good.
Got you.
We good. If you paid it, you bought it. We good. Just be straight. You know what I'm saying? Some people go buy the whole system. Some people want the artwork and all that. That's not to cut you off. My bad, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Nah, you don't gotta convince me. Just support. I don't care how you support. Just support, bro.
Bet that. Most definitely. Now I have to ask you this, right? Because I told you I was doing some research, right?
Uh-oh.
They said there were 3 Marvin Gaye songs that really influenced you while you was
Who said that?
It was a video online where it was like about where is Jay Holiday? What happened to Jay Holiday, right? So I watched the whole thing and I was like, okay, all right, you know. Then I went back and did some more. I was like, all right, so, and it says something about there were 3 Marvin Gaye songs that just really influenced you. What were those 3 songs?
Man, one was definitely What's Going On. I think I remember this interview. One was What's Going On. Marvin Gaye, actually not even one of his last albums. His last album, Hear My Dear, where he did as basically an alimony agreement with his ex-wife. What's that? Anna Gordy. He had a song on there called "Is That Enough." I'm not sure what the third song is. That third song I may have made up that day. I can't even, because I love all the Marvin Gaye songs. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, you got to be transparent. Like, I know for a fact it was "Is That Enough?" What's Going On? And then I probably was just like, okay, y'all probably want to hear like Sexual Healing or something. You know what I mean? There's no telling what the third song I said what it was. All of his songs were very influential on me. I feel like that just because, it's Marvin Gaye. Like, what you want me to say? What you want me to say? He's from my city. Sounds great. Like, I don't know.
Most definitely. That's real. Man, I want to go into what the goal of this show is. And that is, you know, philanthropy, right? Garnering support from those that are watching and putting it towards a charity or nonprofit that you care about, right? What charity or nonprofit do you want to shout out today, and why is the causes that it faces so important to you?
Okay, so I've always wanted to actually like launch my own foundation. I have my whole setup and everything. I'm very hands on when it comes to a lot of stuff. So it seems like every time I wanted to launch my foundation, I had some kind of roadblock that was like it kept me from being hands on and focusing on it. So mine personally, which has not been launched yet, was Holiday Helps. Holiday helping each living succeed. Um, but I believe big in the homeless epidemic, battered women, and at-risk youth, which is what my foundation will cover. You know, once we get it off the ground. Um, Man, which foundation would I actually throw that to right now? Man, I'd say Hosea feeds the homeless, man. Like,
Okay.
you know, because I've done some work with them. You know what I mean? I feel like out of everything, and it's not to take anything away from battered women or at-risk youth, but it's just like, why are we in the greatest country in the world, but we just have homeless people that are not cared about? Their mental health, along with just hygiene and safety and cleanliness. And you got these people sleeping on concrete tents and tents on concrete. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like the homeless people, man, should. And there's so many people that are homeless for different reasons. Some people want to be there. You can't help the people that want to be there.
Right.
That's a mindset. You know what I mean? Like, you can't help them. Some people are there because they got a bad divorce,
Yeah.
or they got fired from their job in the recession, or it's so many different reasons. Or they came back from the war, or the military, and the military didn't just look out for them how they should have. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely say Hosea feeds the homeless men. Homeless people, we got to help them a lot better. There's so many missions and things down here in Atlanta, and they're full. You got to think. You got to wait in line all day to get inside. What you think the homeless people that can't get inside gonna do? What you think they're gonna do? They're gonna go beg, steal, rob, whatever they got to do to survive.
Yep.
People don't think like that. What if you didn't have a home, didn't have a car, didn't have no money, didn't have no clothes? All you had was a bag and whatever in your bag. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Like, it's nobody wants to talk about that stuff. That's what I'm like. Why would he ask me that right now? Like, why would you ask me that? Like, but no, definitely, man. I just feel like any foundation, and that's not to take away from any, because you know there's a lot of foundations for like diseases and stuff like that, and things that people can't help, like that you didn't ask for. And I feel like when people talk about those foundations, they talk as if people asked to be homeless, or a woman asked to be beat up by her mate, or a child asked for bad parents. It's the same thing. Like, none of us, anybody, that's what foundations are for. None of them asked for it.
Of course.
Like,
right. Like, that's real.
Like, what do you want me to say? Like, none of them asked for that situation. You know what I mean?
No, you're right, man. And it's I'm thankful that's who you're spotlighting today, and I'm definitely going to be tagging that. What was the name of the foundation again, or did you want me to find?
Hosea feeds the homeless.
Hosea feeds. Okay, got you. Definitely going to be.
And they have, I think they have a couple different like branches of it.
Okay. Most definitely. Hey, Jay, if you don't mind, we only got 22 seconds left on this live. Is it okay if I close this and then open up another one and add you back in?
Man, let's do it. I mean, I ain't trying, bro.
Okay, cool.
I ain't in no rush. If
okay,
I didn't like this conversation, I'd have told you.
Man, thank you, bro. Look, I appreciate it. It's
Keep
about
it 100 with
in like 2 seconds, so I'm gonna add you back on. Purchase my book, Purple Mike Wants a Bike, at Amazon.com. You can find it there. Just type in Purple Mike, type in Ezel Moon, and it'll pop up. If you guys want to follow me, no, not even if, go follow me at Ezel Moon _ on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Ezel Moon, and I'm not doing it unless it's fun and it helps people.